Hey, happy Tuesday. I'm recording this a little after 4 on Tuesday afternoon. And the sun is in Taurus, the moon is in Leo, and we're approaching that first quarter moon, which will be exact tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, I believe, really quite early Pacific time, before 5 a.m. Sun square the moon, first quarter. This is the time in the lunar cycle to start acting on your intentions or your visions or your dreams for the Taurus new moon that we had back on the 7th. Some really delicious energies this week. We have all kinds of sort of breakthrough green light energy this week. So yesterday, the sun met up with Uranus. And so that was like a conscious reset, the synodic cycle of the sun and Uranus meeting up. New awakenings to consciousness as a possibility. So the sun is our conscious awareness, what we're really as beings aware of. And Uranus is that planet of awakening and revolution and innovation and out of the box surprise, sudden shifts. And that was like a seeding moment, like a new moon. So that can open over this next year. Just like in the lunar cycle, the moon takes on more and more light and shows us more and more what the energy is becoming. You can think of it that way. I personally didn't experience any like sudden ahas or sudden new awareness yesterday. So I'm just going to stay open to it. I'm going to partner with it and like it's an opportunity out there. I could have a breakthrough in my awareness in some area of my life. And I would look to where that part of Taurus, the later degrees of Taurus, are in my chart to orient more personally. Be like, well, how can I use this information? How is the universe communicating with me? For me, it's in my third house of communication and learning and like local interactions. So I'm going to like intentionally open my awareness to that part of my life. How am I interacting on a day-to-day basis? So that's a new opening from yesterday. And then as of early today, Mercury has cleared its retrograde shadow. So that period or that part of Aries in our charts and in the sky where Mercury first went through and then it retrograded and then it's moved. It's been direct for a couple weeks, so it's been moving through, but now it's clear of the shadow. So now Mercury, our planet of communication, of travel, of techniques, of how things work, right? How we're communicating also is in new territory. So this can be a breakthrough of fresh ideas and feeling like we're moving forward on some things after a long period of reflection and revising and inner checking in inwardly. So that new energy feels good. So first quarter moon, sun, Uranus, Mercury out of shadow. And Mercury is going to be entering the sign of Taurus tomorrow. So Mercury in Taurus is about 10 a.m. Pacific time tomorrow. And that's like the universe is changing the radio station from Aries, where it's been for a long time, with its masculine Mars-driven energy of direct communication, perhaps really assertive or even aggressive communication, to Taurus, to a slower, perhaps more considered, grounded way of being, communicating. Taurus with its orientation around beauty and values. We might find our ways of communicating are more connected to what's important to us, to our values. You might find that you're drawn to expressing more of that beauty and value in your life when Mercury's moving through Taurus. It's a pretty short time as far as Mercury transits go. It's just a couple of weeks. So I'll be letting you know when it moves on into Gemini. But we get Mercury in Taurus for a while. That's new energy this week. And as soon as Mercury moves into Taurus, it meets Pluto in a square. So that's that deep transformational energy, kind of meeting up with Mercury. So I think this is a positive that we can all embrace of like, okay, Pluto, planet of deep empowerment, deep transformation, is kind of checking Mercury. Like to me, that's a slowing in and like looking for a deeper truth, slowing down, looking for a deeper truth in our communication. Saturday is a big day energetically. The sun is meeting Jupiter. So sun just met Uranus in Taurus, and now the sun is meeting Jupiter at the end of this line of Taurus, and that's expanding our conscious awareness, expanding our sense of self, expanding embodiment and goodness and abundance. All Jupiter and Taurus. Like we get this reset of the sun and Jupiter right as Jupiter is at the end of Taurus. And that same day, Saturday, Venus and Uranus are going to meet up. And so Venus, the planet of love and values and money, goodness, is meeting Uranus. So this can be that refreshing, reset, new chapter for Venus as well. Like, you know, Uranus meeting other planets can also be like, it's unpredictable what its effect will be, but I like to consider it as like there's something new coming in, like a download or a shakeup of how we understand that energy in the sky and how that energy works in us. So if you know your own chart, um, look for the end degrees of the last third part of Taurus, which is where a lot of action has been. We've had Jupiter, Uranus meeting up there. We have the sun in Taurus. We have Venus in Taurus. And then as of tomorrow, we'll have Mercury in Taurus also. So that's 5 planets in the sign of Taurus. It's a lot of Taurus energy of that grounded pleasure and embodiment. And it's a really beautiful time of year here in Northern California. I know a lot of places where you all are. Spring is happening and it's a little warmer and oh my gosh. So Friday night, I stayed up really late and I went out and I saw the Aurora Borealis. And to me, that was a real like Sun Uranus meetup kind of a thing. The solar flares, the energy from the sun as it's hitting Earth, disrupting our geomagnetic field. But it was quite a light show. It was really beautiful and really felt awe-inspiring and magical. And to me, that's this Uranus, Venus, Jupiter, all of it together in Taurus, like unexpected beauty, unexpected delight. It really delighted me. It really captured that sense of awe and wonder. And it was amazing to be out. Drove out of town a ways to an overlook looking north over the Sierras and not any light pollution, but there were a lot of people gathered at the lookout. So it was like a communal nature event, like when people went out to see the eclipses, right? But it felt a little more magical to me than the eclipse because eclipses are predictable. And at least here in California, the Northern Lights, the Aurora Borealis, is not predictable. And so it felt like a real gift and a surprise. And I'm really grateful I got to see it. So be on the lookout for sudden experiences of pleasure or wonder or awe. Be intentional in the action, what you're doing to create these experiences for yourself. Taurus is a lot about being in our bodies, being aware of our senses, being cultivating nourishment, cultivating pleasure. And so, what are some ways that this week you can bring more awareness and more pleasure into your life? It can be really simple things. It doesn't have to be big, extravagant gestures or expenses or anything. But how can you enjoy yourself more this week in your day to day? How can you bring in a little more beauty or a little more comfort or a little more luxury? I'd love to hear how you can do that. So if you want to add comments here and interact with me, that would be fantastic. We have Neptune will be in a cooperative engagement over the weekend with the sun too. So awareness of dreams, imagination, spirituality. And then on Monday, the sun will enter Gemini. I think next week I'll do a video talking about the Gemini energy because we'll have the sun entering Gemini and then not next Saturday, the 25th, Jupiter will enter Gemini. So we'll have a Gemini conversation next week. But this week is big Taurus energy, and it's a reset with the sun meeting up with the planets, and Mercury is direct and out of shadow. So we can move forward on things a lot more easily this week, I think. So wishing you well, and I'd love to hear what's showing up in your life. Where's the goodness? Where are you seeing the beauty? Where are you appreciating the relationships in your life and your experience? Okay, have a great rest of your day and your week. And we'll talk Gemini next time. All right, have a great one.